Hey, how's everybody doing? About 3:20 here in Chicago on a Wednesday. We just got reports from Microsoft, Qualcomm, and Meta, so we can take a look at those first and see what's going on there. Meta lower here. All right, Meta got down to 533 on the downside, missed on Rev, and came close on earnings, I guess. um, So sitting there around 554, closed at 585.61. All right, so we're moving down here pretty good. All right, see what tomorrow wants to bring on that move. All right, Meta, Microsoft, trying to hover above where she closed at 390. So she was up to all the way to 409. All right, but pulled back again here now. So still above our price where we closed today at 390.54. So we'll get a better look at it in the morning to see what it really looks like on there. All right, Microsoft, Meta, and then Qualcomm. That was a downer, I think. That one's pretty good, I think. Here, 155, not too bad. Down about $5 and change right now. Did get down to 144.46. All right, so this is where we're going to be laying there. Here, sitting right now about $5 lower here this morning. We'll see what happens in the morning on Qualcomm. All right, tomorrow we got Apple and we got Amazon. So watch out below for that one too. All right, we'll see what happens there. Um, Market just kind of fell apart here at the end of the day. You know, Kevin Warsh came out and gave his little, left the rates alone. They left the rates alone, and slowly the market lifted. All right, so after that move that came out, everything moved up to the upside. All right, so that was at 1 o'clock. All right, so right around here, we made this move on the SPY, 2 up, right? We got all the way up to 742. They were already kind of starting to move up as we were getting closer. Like buyers were already getting in there because we see that right before it happened. All right, and then all of a sudden at the end of the day, they just decided to dump everything here. So came all the way back down to 725.98, trying to lift back up a little bit on there. So the same thing happened here across the board. All right, QQQs. All right, the buyers were starting to get involved, and that day was down all day. Futures were heavy all day. All right, you see down here, right? And then buyers started to get in a little bit in control here, and then they just slammed them again at the end of the day. All right, and diamonds same way. All right, so diamonds again. Diamonds got the move up, kind of crapped out here, but was able to get a little bit of boost there. Down all day today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down almost 1,200 points today to the downside. We got the VIX back up to 2088 now. So all of a sudden, I guess they were looking for a rate hike is what they were looking for. If you really wanted to get serious about getting inflation in control, then you got to start raising rates, and he didn't. So I think that's what this is all about. Okay, I think this is what triggered this whole thing back down to the downside. So kind of a spoiler of a day. I mean, they were heavy all day anyway. But they finally did get a little relief as we got closer. And he's saying that 2% for sure. We have to get there. We have to get there. Well, it's going to be very difficult to get there, and I think that cutting rates or raising rates would definitely kind of help that process move along quicker. But he didn't want to do that today, so we'll see what happens with that. Who knows? All right. But the VIX is came up, got sexy today. I talked about the VIX this morning too. I said it was popping up a little bit in the morning, and then she really showed up here at the end of the day here with the VIX. All right, so got all of that 2088. That's where the high was. That's where the high of the overnight got a little bit higher there. So we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Um, who's to know? All right, we do have Apple tomorrow, and we do have Amazon tomorrow. So that's two to keep an eye on. All right, so tech really made this move to the upside. A good example of this one was Avgo and Tesla. Avgo made this huge move to the upside and triangle out the whole show, took it all out, and it's still going down on the overnights. All right, so Avgo, that was a good example of what happened. Okay, and Tesla too. All right, Tesla just got that big move to the upside, got all the way up to 307.58. We've been watching it a lot. We seem to think that we have a good support line around 300. It broke it today, but let's give it a few days and see how she acts in the next few days. But 296 it going all the way down to 295 right now, still going down. Don't be surprised if this thing continues to swell up overnight, and then potentially maybe looking at a gapper, maybe a VIX gapper to the upside. That would be something we would see if that something like that would happen. I don't foresee that, but they are sitting pretty heavy right now as they're coming back down. All right, so that's kind of where we are. It was the tech finally started to like move. We got SanDisk and Micron were moving, and then they reversed and they came down. And then who comes out at the end of the day? Them good old staples. That's who. All right. Who's coming up right now? They are. Okay. How long have I been talking about XLP for? A month? XLP. All right. She's up. All right. Kroger. Kroger had a chip on his shoulder here today, coming back up on Kroger. This thing was just pestering all day. Come back up again here, so you're back inside now. But Kroger on the day was an inside day. All right, but it was fighting all day. All right, so Kroger and Walmart. What Walmart is doing better here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. All right, that's your day. All right, so your 2 day. You dipped a little bit lower, couldn't get back up to the upside to go outside, but a little bit better there on Walmart. All right, we'll see with that one, and then look at Target. Some of your big box stores. There you go. Look at Target going back up. That's good. That's what we should be seeing, and we probably should see a little Costco love there. All right, Costco trying to hold up. Okay, still holding up nice on the month, and you got a 3-1 cooking in the 4 hour. So that's it. Like healthcare kind of fell apart again. All right, kind of goes in the inside day and stays inside on a shooter down. All right, the 4 hour triggered the 3-2 down. So we'll see if the healthcare. We know that one's really sketchy anyway, but we'll see about that going forward. The industrials. This is the big story today. I gotta say, down all day. I saw very few up 30s right here. I had 3, and then that 3 came in and just spanked it right back down, and then gave you the 3-3 down, which triggered all this business down to 176. All right, so industrials, big hand in this thing today, because when I pull up that Dow Jones Industrial Average DJI, we were down $1,153.18 on your Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's going to take a hit to our diamonds. All right. And there is your diamond still going down 514.18. See if this thing festers all night, overnight. We got some issues with South Korea. You can read up on some of that. There's a stock we've been watching. It's Sam King Henry Yellow. You can pull that one up and take a look at that one. So some issues there. And that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got right now. All right. We'll see what tomorrow brings. We'll see. See. All right. Be good. Be good.